Hi, my name is Paulette and welcome back to Time for Keto. It's been a while since I've used pumpkin puree in my keto recipes. So today I'm going to show you the easiest pumpkin loaf recipe that only has 2.75 grams of net carbs and 122 calories a slice. So let's get started with the recipe. The first thing you're going to need to do is preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 162 degrees Celsius. What you'll need is a simple glass medium bowl so we can mix all of the ingredients together. And the first thing I always like to do is mix the dry ingredients and combine all of that and then slowly add the wet ingredients. So let's get started. What we have here is 2 cups or 200 grams of almond flour. So I'm just going to add that in. We have a half a cup of brown sugar sweetener that's granulated. Now we have those beautiful spices to make this pumpkin loaf shine. What we have here in this little glass bowl is a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. We have a half a teaspoon of salt, and we have 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So we're going to add all of those ingredients in. So we're just going to stir this and have this ready for our wet ingredients. So let's just combine all these ingredients together. Now that we have combined all of the dry ingredients, let's get on with the wet ingredients. So what we have here is 250 grams or 1 cup of pumpkin puree. It's unsweetened. All it is pumpkin. So let's just add this into our ingredients. The next thing that we need to do is, I have 3 eggs here, and I'm going to whisk those eggs before I actually put it in the mixture. So let's just do a quick whisk. Doesn't take long, just want to combine it slightly. So it just looks like that. Okay, now that is going to be added to our ingredients. If only you could smell the spices with the pumpkin as I'm stirring this. It just smells delightful. This is what it looks like combined. The next step is the easy step. It's just putting your mixture in a baking loaf. Now what I have here is a 9 by 5 inch baking loaf tin, and I have lined it with wax paper or parchment paper, and I sprayed it first with coconut oil to be able to keep the paper intact. We will add the ingredients to our baking loaf and put it in the oven for around an hour at 162 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep an eye on your loaf because every oven is different. I would suggest once in a while putting a toothpick or some type of skewer in the loaf, and if nothing sticks, then you know it's ready. The pumpkin loaf baked to absolute perfection, and you should smell the kitchen. The aroma of the spices is overwhelmingly beautiful. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. This just looks delicious, and I can already tell it's so moist as well. Now, it's not over yet. You can have it just like this, but I just went that extra step and I decided I'm going to make a cream cheese icing to put on top of this loaf because I wanted it more as a sweet loaf rather than a bready, savory loaf. To make the cream cheese icing, I put 120 grams of powdered sugar sweetener into a bowl and blended it with 55 grams of softened butter. That was well blended. I then added 110 grams of softened cream cheese and mixed that all together until it was well combined. Lastly, I added a half a teaspoon of vanilla to give it that vanilla flavor. And this is what the icing looks like now. So I'm going to add this icing to the cake and then we will do the taste test. So let's get started with adding this icing. I'm so excited to do the taste test. I think this looks incredible. So, got myself a knife and a fork and a plate, and I'm gonna cut myself a slice. Okay, have a look at that. That's perfect. Okay, let's give this the taste test. Now, I believe this slice is slightly bigger than one serve, but that's okay. So this cake should make 12 serves, but that's okay. Let's try this. That's delicious. And I'm not just saying that. The spices just really shine. You can taste the pumpkin. It's not too overpowering either, but just the nutmeg and the cinnamon and the combination with the pumpkin is just delicious. And I really like the almond flour with it as well. I think this cream cheese just tops it off. It's a beautiful cream cheese icing. I mean, I could just eat that by the bowl. It's just so delicious on its own. But I really think it gives it just that extra touch and flavor that this loaf would need if you want it sweet. If you don't want it sweet and you just want to have a type of bread style pumpkin loaf, perfect. You can toast this in the toaster, add some butter, and wow, that would be delicious as well. So you can vary the amount of sugar that has gone into the recipe. I put half a cup of brown sugar sweetener. You could put less. So it's up to you what you decide to do. But this is absolutely a winner for me. I love it. And with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, hot chocolate, whatever you decide, it's the perfect match. It pairs perfectly. So I'm gonna have some more. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. And thanks again. I'll see you soon.